Hey there guys, welcome to another episode of RobaFett, and welcome to a new segment I'm doing called Monday Movie Reviews. I'm going to start trying to narrow the RobaFett schedule down. So I'm going to start doing movie reviews every single Monday night. It might be a little sketchy for the first couple weeks, but from here on out, every Monday I should have a movie review up. For my first set of reviews on movies, I'm going to be looking at the Final Destination series as a whole. Of course, starting off with the first Final Destination movie tonight. And then I'm going to try to have a RobaFett episode up every Thursday, where I feature a video game, just like the standard stuff that I started out my channel doing. And then, you know, maybe throughout the week, if interesting stories or whatnot come out, then I might release a video here or there covering those topics. I'm going to go ahead and do this over gameplay footage, that way you guys don't have to, you know, watch me just rant about movies, especially if they're bad ones. All my reviews will probably be on older movies, and they will be spoiler reviews, so go ahead and keep that in mind. Final Destination, this movie stars Devon Sawa, Kerr Smith, Daniel Roebuck, Ali Larter, Kristen Cloak, and Roger Smith. So the basic plot of this movie is that Alex Browning, the main character, he's heading off to a school field trip to Paris. And as he boards the plane, he sits down, gets comfortable, and then has a premonition of the entire plane exploding. I mean, who hasn't had that happen, right? So he flips out, security comes to take him off the plane. For no apparent reason, Kerr Smith's character goes ahead and gets up and punches him in the face. And him, along with a few other students and both the teachers, get off the plane. The airline makes some sort of weird decision that only one of the teachers can accompany the field trip at this point. And then, of course, as we all know, his vision becomes true, and everyone that was off the plane are now the sole survivors. And then, shortly after that, death itself comes after them and starts killing them off one by one. So I'd like to first go ahead and say that this movie came out when I was about 11 or 12, and it has some good memories for me. I remember watching it and genuinely being pretty freaked out. One of the things that really freaked me out when I was a kid is the fact that it's an invisible killer. You can't really see it, and it could be anywhere doing anything at any moment to kill you. Unlike most movies where the antagonist can be, you know, fought off or delayed, you can't really stop this. It's gonna keep coming and you don't know where it is. I had this thing when I was a kid, and to this day I still have this. If I'm ever walking down a dark street or in a dark house or whatever, and I'm walking and I always feel like there's something behind me watching me. And the fact that if it was death and you just couldn't see it, that just makes it even scarier. Because the scariest things are the things that you really can't see. So yeah, you know what, this movie is, it's very original in its own right. And not only that, you don't really know what's going to come at you to kill you. It's almost like freaking Mousetrap. A plate drops out of your cabinet onto a spoon, which catapults an ice cube up in the air, which smashes into your eyeball, which makes you trip over a bucket in the floor. And then a deer trophy falls off the wall and impales you right in the kneecaps. And then a pillow falls on your face and you suffocate. And you did. It's like an episode of Family Guy. It starts off one way and ends a completely different way. You just never know how it's gonna happen. At a certain point in the movie, when Devon Sawa's character starts to realize things are getting strange, they go to the morgue to see one of the dead victims from the plane, or at least his body. And they meet this creepy morgue guy. And they never really explain how the morgue guy knows everything he knows. I mean, I have some speculations on that. Like, is he death? Is he the one that's been killing them? Is he an immortal guy? Or is he just a guy that's just really weird and knows everything? I don't know, but he's scary and he's freaky, and I don't like him. One interesting thing is Sir Sean William Scott. I'm pretty sure this is one of his, if not his, like, first movie ever. It's a very interesting role for him. One crazy thing about his character is that he's everywhere riding his bike. They go to the post office, he's riding his bike. They go scuba diving, he's riding his bike there. They're on the freaking Shield helicarrier, he's riding his bike there. How'd he get there? I don't know. Actually, none of those things happen in the movie. But seriously, he's riding his bike everywhere. Anything's going on, there he is, and he's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" He is a freaking retard in this movie, and he has the most stereotypical horror name ever, Billy. And guess what? Nobody likes Billy. When Billy dies, no one cares. Yeah, and that's right, when Sean William Scott's character dies in this movie, everyone's like, "Thank God, he was annoying." They're like, "How did you make it this far in the movie? You're an idiot." And of course, that's because death has a pattern, which I'll get into that in a second. But basically, his death has like no effect on anybody. They're like, now he's dead, so that means that you're next. I mean, the acting is pretty solid in this movie, but when he dies and like nobody even really cares, I don't know. That sense of realism just goes straight out the window. But yeah, so in these movies, death has a certain pattern, a certain way that it does things in order to correct itself. It has to kill each person in the order that they died. Not. Why would death need to do that? They don't ever really have a good explanation for why death needs to do it this way. They kind of just make up their own rules as they go, sort of, in this movie. Which I guess is fair. It's their own world. It's their own script to write. I would have just liked a better explanation as to why. Why does death need to do it this way? I don't know. Kurt Smith's character in this movie, he's kind of the hot-headed badass. Whatever. Anyway, his character hates Devon Sawa's character, and at first for no apparent reason. The scene when Devon Sawa flips out because he just saw the whole plane crash, and he gets up and he starts flipping out on the airplane. Kurt Smith's character gets up and punches him for some reason. He feels that he needs to get up and punch him over that. Okay, let's just find some outlandish reasons to get you off the plane. That's pretty much all I got out of that. And there is this scene in the movie where Kevin Sawa and Ali Larter's character are out and they're talking or whatever about what's going on, and they're having coffee, and out of nowhere, Kurt Smith's character comes by in his car with his girlfriend. I cannot remember that character's name. I'm sorry, I think it's Bonnie or something. He comes driving by exactly when they're doing that and decides that he needs to turn around and go teach him a lesson. I don't understand at this point in the movie. And if you really think about it, you will understand here in a second, but at this point in the movie, it's just making no sense to me why he feels he needs to do this. And then, of course, Sean William Scott's character comes out again on his bike. And it's just overly, it's like Jar Jar Binks comedy. Kurt Smith's character's car hits Sean William Scott's bike, and he's like, whoa, whoa, oh no! It has this like overly cartoonized crash sequence. Of course, Kurt Smith comes out, what, I'm gonna beat you up. Huh, what, you want a tough guy, huh? And utterly, once you get to the end of the movie, you finally understand that Kurt Smith's character, he doesn't want to feel like he owes anybody anything. He wants to feel like he has control of his own life. And what Devon Sawa's character stands for and what he did shows him that he's not. It shows him the truth that he is not in control of his life. It makes him a little bit more of a relatable character. There are some very suspenseful scenes in this movie, and some very gritty scenes that make me cringe almost every time, and some very inventive death sequences. Alright, so getting to the end of the movie, Devon Sawa's character is trying to help Ali Larter's character to get out of a crazy situation in which there's an electrical wire and a fire going on in a car. Oh, and by the way, all throughout the movie, the FBI is kind of suspicious of him, and then he does something that makes them just straight up go after him. And they're after him, they're chasing him all the way to her house. And he finally gets her out by electrocuting himself, because he says that that's the way to end it. Or he gets electrocuted, you don't know whether he's dead or alive, and then they show 6 months later, they are all getting off the plane, finally, to Paris. And this just makes no sense to me. What would make him think that that was going to help? And why would death wait 6 months? I mean, is this like, oh, you know what? I'll make him feel safe and then I'm gonna kill him. Yeah. I don't feel like death is, I mean, maybe it is, but I don't really feel like it's the kind to like take a break. It's like, oh, I'll let you guys have 6 months. I have some other people to kill anyway. And not only that, but the FBI was after him because they thought that he murdered his teacher. And they had some pretty good evidence against him on that. And they thought he murdered every other character that had been dying throughout this movie. So why, after he electrocutes himself, are they just like, you know what? I think he's right. I think Death's been killing all these people, and you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and let him go. Yeah, because that's how that works. They never explain that. They never explain why the FBI just let him go. And then, of course, they end the movie with that very uncertain ending to where you don't know whether Devon Sawa's character and Kurt Smith's character live or die. If this is the only movie you've seen, it seems pretty certain that they die. But they kind of just left it up at this time in the year 2000 up to interpretation. So what do I think about the movie overall? Well, it's a suspense movie. I think it does a good job of that. It holds up pretty well after watching it after all these years. It has some definite weird continuity errors. And really what doesn't set this apart from anything else is that it just has that cliche 90s horror film feel. You know, a lot of the characters come off very cliche. Overall, I think that this movie does its job very well, and it has a sort of nostalgia for me because I have certain memories of things that were going on in my life when I actually did see this movie. However, it's not the best thing to happen in cinema, it's definitely not one of my favorites, and there was a lot of things that they could have done to make it a lot better. I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie a C+. Hey guys, I just want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, you know. Like I always say, you don't have to, but when you do, it really does help me out. Gets me one step closer to being a YouTuber for a living. And that's the dream, right? So let me know, what did you think about Final Destination when you saw it? Or, you know, if you go back and rewatch it or whatever, just let me know. What did it have an impact on you at a certain point in your life? I'd also like to remind you guys I am holding a 115 subscriber contest, and the winner of that contest will receive a Rainbow Six Siege beta key. And that beta will be releasing, I believe, on September 28th. I could be wrong about that, but anyway, that's going to be pretty cool. As always, thanks for watching, and keep those punter shots on, and I'll see you later.